Thanks for stopping by at Twisted Art Designs. Today I'm going to do a flip through of my large Ranger Dylusions Art Journal. It's taken about three or 4 years to complete it. Working on it on and off. This is what it looks like. It's a little bit gaitered because there are a lot of thick and lovely things in it. But I just thought I would show you my pages. I know I like to look at people's art journals and get inspiration, and I thought someone might enjoy looking through mine. So let's get started and I'll show you what's in my journal. I started it off with this cute collaged girl. She's made from all kinds of magazine images. She's got a Mad Hippie vitamin C serum bottle. So her skirt is vegetables. I think it's kale. Cute shoes. So it was all just collaged, but I put welcome to my art journal where I impart art to open my heart. And I put from a dictionary the definition to impart and art. So that starts out my journal. Just that cute opening page. And the next page is another collage page. So she's standing on a, I don't know what that is. It might be, it looks like it might be even a Japanese inkwell. I'm not 100% sure what that is, but it came out of an antique book. And then I rubber stamped these cute women. I have a set of rubber stamps that has these really neat flapper girl type women. Put those in the background. Some tissue paper with keys. So I put fashionistas because it was kind of crazy fashion from different eras. So this next one is the Go Green Eat Clean. It's a movable paper doll. I did a video on this, on beading her little outfit and using a coloring book image for this top part. It's just a combination of a lot of different things put together, and I love doing paper dolls that are movable on my art journal pages. So that's a fun one. This one is magazine collage. The background was from a quilting magazine. I covered over words with acrylic paint. I did the lettering for Search for Your Hidden Treasures. There's a little treasure chest and map. I collaged this girl with a rum bottle. I drew the octopus and painted that with acrylic paints. I love that one. That's really, really fun. And she's got like a pearl earring, and there's little gems in the treasure chest. I glued on little flat back gems in the treasure chest. That's really cute and fun. These were, there's a video on this one. It's how to take a magazine page and do reverse imaging, but again, it's coloring the background or painting over the background with acrylic paint and then stenciling and then leaving the magazine image girl there and adding to her. So I added the wings, made her into a butterfly, and have take flight, be strong. And this one is collage, same kind of a background from a magazine page. How do you expect life to smile if you don't smile back at it first? Creativity equals joy. These are just magazine collage. This has got a paper doily on it. If all you have are safety pins, make yourself a tiara and rock it. I love that. I love happy, fun sayings. Everything blooms in its own time, even you. And the hummingbird is using her hair as the flower. Have faith, be patient, trust. Never stop believing in magic. This is a movable paper doll frog. So his little arms and legs move. I love that. I just did, this was a stencil to make these cute little flowers on the bottom. That's stenciled, and then I used Nuvo drops for the white part of the flowers to make them stand out a little bit. That was a stencil as well at the top for the ivy. This is a collaged girl. I put yarn for her hair and then put beads in her hair. She's holding a heart. Life is full of stress. I'm putting myself in a timeout. Calgon, take me away. I don't think they even have Calgon commercials anymore, but Calgon bubble bath saying used to be, Calgon, take me away. So I did some rubber stamping of bubbles. And these are paper. Just made paper circles in blue for these bubbles, so they're textured paper. And then that was magazine images collage, and the tub came out of a book. So that's kind of fun. And this one, I love this one too. Believe in good things. The world is shaped by two things, stories told and the memories they leave behind. And it's just got a whole bunch of different collaged flowers and stenciling, bees. I painted that little tree that was kind of a Pia Ram style, where she adds paintings and uses gesso to white out part of it and then adds paintings over it. So I kind of did that on this page. I love Pia Ram's style. She influences me. This one I did quite some time ago. I don't see a date on it. I usually date them, but someday my prince will come. Time's a-wastin'. So the girl's body is a clock, and she's waiting for her prince. Time's a-wastin'. Hurry up, dude. I like that. That paper in the background that has clouds was scrapbooking paper that I had from a long time ago. And the girl's face, I drew that on mixed media paper and cut it out. And so I drew the girl and her flowers, and then I just used that head and collaged it with the magazine images. And the flowered wings came just from an image in Daphne's diary. I can tell by the feel of the paper, and I just cut it into the shape of wings. And this one, find joy, make art. And these girls, their bodies are made from napkin. So napkin images. I just did Mod Podge and napkin, and then I painted the wings on and added the little crowns and elements on them to make them look like little angels. So I took an image, the girl out of Vogue, and then jazzed up her outfit with napkin images. I made her shoes sparkly with glitter. I love to do just little fun touches like that. Put a bird on her shoulder. This one, I'm the queen of my universe, is just a fun collage with the dog and butterflies and clocks and things. And then this one, I combined a bunch of different images. I painted the little tree in the background with birds, and a rubber stamped that bird feeder and put a pop-up bird on it. And then I used yarn under her crown, so her hair has hair that looks real. It's kind of fun and funky. And I journaled all the things that I love that make me feel peaceful. Dance like no one's watching. So these images, the outfit and the girl is that came out of a magazine article. I forget who the actress is. And I drew the faces on mixed media paper, and then I took cardstock and I made like paper pieced hairstyles. So if you can see, that's textured cardstock, and it's layered in pieces to create their hairstyles on the faces. So I drew the faces, colored them with Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2, and then added the paper hairstyles to them. I had a lot of fun doing that. That was fun. This is these images of these koi fish with flowers. That's in the Etsy shop. It's a digital stamp, so you can print out the images and make them bigger or smaller. So I took that same koi fish and made it 3 different sizes. Did a watercolor background where I swirled it to make it look like water. You know how water makes those marks in the water. I drew this lotus flower and have what comes when it comes will be what it is. And then I splattered it with blue paint. And so I just colored each one of those images, and I used Nuvo Drops clear on their eyes to make their eyes look kind of realistic. But that's just a digital drawn image that you can purchase in the digital section of the Etsy shop. And this one, Daydreamer. This is magazine image that came, I think, out of Juxtapose magazine. And then I used pen work to make her little veil on her face and put sparkly Nuvo Drops. And I layered flowers that came out of a magazine. These were images that were from magazine. These circles are magazine circles. So that's really kind of fun. And this one, let go of all the muck. All the things that get on your nerves, let go of the muck. That's bright and cheerful. I love that outfit with a crocheted dress that looks like, kind of like the Afghans my grandma used to make. And then I put a different head, a bigger head on a smaller body. I love to change it up. And that was just fun collage. My future is so bright, I've got to wear shades. Remember that song from the 80s? I did that because I loved this image. It came out of Vogue, and I love those sunglasses with the great big chain hanging on. It's just so big and bold and chunky that I immediately thought of that. Future looks bright, I've got to wear shades. And so I just did a lot of stenciling and made a bright, colorful background to put it on. And this one, life is all about choices. You can either grab it by the gills or you can be a booby. So that's a blue-footed booby from the Galapagos Islands. I love those birds. So you have a choice. You can either be a booby or you can make something of your day. It's okay to look back at the past, just don't stare too long. She's got a wicked stare going on. Just a fun background. This came from a paper doll exchange with Karen, and I added wings to it. I think I did a video on it, on how to do those dimensional vellum wings. And then I used the Tim Holtz, this is the Tim Holtz Hocus Pocus stencil to make these cool stars over the background. Let love catch your dreams and dance them to the stars. I love that paper doll that Karen sent me. So cute. Made a great page. And then this one, this was a paper doll that I created. So she has a movable arm. She did have movable legs. I glued them in place on this page. I absolutely love this page. It's got this swirl of hearts, and if you could see it in person, they're very textured. So some of them are raised above, some of them are out of papers that I ran through my embossing machine to make textured. There's, gold cardstock, there's textured cardstock, music sheets, coloring book page. I just made hearts in every way and shape I could, and then put them into this cool swirl, and then put on some raised flat back hearts. These little hearts were punched out of Dove wrappers from Dove chocolates. Become the person you were meant to be. Light your inner fire and follow your heart's desire. And at the bottom, that was done with a lasse template. That was from, gosh, 10 or 15 years ago. You got these metal templates, and you cut the paper and you fold it and weave it. And so I made her skirt have hearts. And then her upper top of her outfit is a beaded piece of cardboard that I wire wrapped beads around it and wire to make the top part of her her heart dress. So that was just kind of a fun paper doll, and no one claimed her. So I said, well, she obviously needs to stay put and go in my journal. So I made this fun heart page. Mandalas, I love to draw mandalas. So I drew that mandala on mixed media paper, colored it, cut it out, glued it down after I created this fun background with stencils and things, and put art is my happy place. There's a video on this in the paper doll playlist, and it's about making these paper dolls from coloring book pages. So the coloring book pages were kind of in sections, and you cut each piece and you kind of do paper piecing. Some of it's done with material, some of it's done with embossed papers. So her outfit becomes very textured. See how it's really got lots of texture and color to it, and a doily. So that's a fun video to watch if you're interested in making this page. There's a video on how I did it, but super, super fun to try. This was a Happy Mail challenge from Mimi with art by Marlene images, and I showed how I did this page, so there's a video on that, probably in the mixed media playlist section. I love how that came out. Birds of a feather, and the birds have feathers on them. I glued feathers right to the birds, so it's got feathers all over it. Seeing the little bird down here, feathers. Just makes a really cute page. That was a fun challenge. I enjoyed that. This is one of my favorite pages. I don't know why it's my favorite. It's just, I just really like it, and I really had a good time doing it. It's total collage of all different images from all different places. So there is so much collaged in this, and I made the Angel Society. So there's all these angels. They each look very different. I glued on a metal key, and it's like pinned to her dress. I just love that page so much. It just brings me happiness. And the wings, those came from a stencil, a wing stencil, and I think it's the, I think it's a crafter's workshop, but I could be wrong, stencil that I just used gesso and lightly went through the stencil to make the wings be very see-through and ethereal. This was a collaboration page, and it's from an Etsy store called Little Fun Treasures, and the owner of that Etsy store is Alicia, and I really had a good time doing this. So there's a video on putting together and decorating this paper doll from Little Fun Treasures, and then adding it to this art journal page, so it shows how I do the background, and that's a fun one to watch if you're interested. This was another one I did a video on. It's on doing a window, a mixed media window. So don't let the mood or life of anyone else ruin your day. Open your heart and happiness will find its way in. And it's got a window that flips that shows through both sides. So there's a video on that, and I think it's in the mixed media playlist. So here's another paper doll collaboration. This one's name is Josephine, and she's from an Etsy shop called Paper Cactus. The owner of that shop is named Kate, and she's just a super cute paper doll, super cute. Had fun making her and adding her to this page, and it's got think positive and positive things will happen. And her arms and legs are movable. This is a collage. Down here it's got happiness is a butterfly, which when pursued is just out of grasp, but if you sit quietly may alight upon you, and it's got butterflies all over. Just a fun collage page. This was, my mom and I do journal jam together on Saturdays, and we selected different things for different sayings, words, colors, and then you have to use them on a page. And so this is what mine came out to be. Time for some tea. That outfit was from a magazine. I think it came out of Daphne's Diary, so all the dresses in it were architecture and things like that, and so I just thought that was super cute to use that dress. I gave her a little teapot earring and spoon earring, And then there's a tea bag tag, tea bag coming out of her tea cup. So that was just super fun. And the clock is a stencil, some doodling. More collage. This is not the fashion statement I intended to make. Time flies, so live each day to its fullest. This video is in the paper dolls section in the playlist. And again, another paper doll. Her name was Time Flies, and she didn't find a home, and so she found a home in my journal, and I'm super glad that I kept her because she's just so stinking cute. I love her. And this little pocket watch opens. It's on a hinge. It opens, and then there's a bird inside with another pocket watch, and then you can hook it back under this little tab. So I showed a video how I did this one, and the clocks and things obviously are just collaged, but out of books and magazines and things. This was sent to me in Happy Mail, these Believe tabs. I think they came from Judith in Australia. And instead of making it a Christmas, it's a Believe, like I believe in Santa type tags, but I changed it and made it into I believe in the secret world of the gnomes. And I drew some gnomes, so I just drew and painted some gnomes, and then I used white flock on their beards. So look at the little mouse peeking through his beard. I just put flock on their beards and mustaches and eyebrows. And it just came out to be such a fun little gnome page. I love that, and it's nice and colorful. That was super fun. I did that in November last year. Love should come in bunches. This image was from a coloring page from Daphne's Diary. I added the face to it and then collaged magazine images of flowers and little flower, glue-on flower, dimensional flowers, and then I drew flowers over here that matched the flowers that were in the coloring book page. So it looked like she picked them and had this big bunch. And then I drew the zipper and have the words coming out of the back part of the page, and then a cute funky little border. I love cutting the edges and doing little cutout corners. So when it's open like this is from the next page, but it goes with this. And then you come to this one, and now the flowers over here go with this, and the pink matches this, pink, yellow. So I kind of do that, and that way every time you turn a page, those staggered pages, those staggered edges just make it look really interesting. This I did. I rubber stamped those little houses onto the inside of Napkin. You know, when you peel the napkin to get the image off the top to use a napkin in your collage, and you have the white layers, I keep those. I rubber stamped on them and then use matte gel medium to put them down. And then collage this image, and she's got her dresses out of Eiffel Towers. And this is Bonjour, and it says, difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. So again, just fun and funky collage. Coloring book, that piece came out of a coloring book. I like to just incorporate all kinds of fun things into my journals. And then this, same thing, you turn it, and that scalloped edge, the pink shows through here, the pink is over here, the flowers go with the yellow, and they all kind of tie in together. And this is Being a Princess is Exhausting. And I texturized and made her dress look lacy by using white gesso and a sponge. And this is just a crazy, crazy collage page. I had this magazine image of a luggage tag, and so I put a piece of plastic behind it. If you can see that shine, it's actually got plastic, and then I put it down over collaged images, so the face shows through the luggage tag. I just thought that was just kind of fun. But then the rest of it is kind of wild and crazy. This is came out of a magazine, I think, Haute Doll Creations, and someone had carved this doll out of deer horn. So I put it down, and then I painted the top tree part, and I painted the roots to make it look like roots in the top of the tree. And then there's textured butterflies that I cut out on my Cricut machine, which, you know, I have a love-hate relationship with my Cricut machine. But I made butterflies of all different sizes, and so they're kind of raised and textured. I put gesso over them and did some stenciling and stuff. So it's just kind of, it's very wild, but I really like it. And it's always the small pieces that make the big picture, because that's pretty much how this is. Small pieces make the big picture. Embrace your beautiful choices. This isn't a video. This is the Adventures, Justine's Paper Doll Adventures, and this is a paper doll collection that I have in the Etsy shop. And I did a video showing many different ways that you can color it and decorate it, and then put it. I put them on an art journal page, but you could do anything else with them. So they're movable, their arms move, and their tails move, so you can change it any way you like. I've always dreamed of becoming a mermaid. And then I put sand at the bottom, and I put varnish over the sand so the sand stays put, but it looks like it's textured with sand. That's just fun. And it's got a spinner. That kit comes with a spinner, so there's a fish and starfish that spin. This is a collaboration page. It's also in the paper doll playlist. So this cute paper doll came from an Etsy shop called Download Queen Studio, and the owner of that shop is Corrine. And this doll's name is Fern, so I did put her name, Fern. And she's a Gibraltar Mountain Fairy. So I did the fun background. I showed the video on how I did that, and then I decorated this cute fern fairy paper doll to put on the page. These are also in the Justine paper doll collections. This is the fairy collection, and I just recently did a video on this one. So here's her page. And the only thing I added to it is I had this laser die cut of a fairy, and I made it sparkle and put it down in the corner. That's super cute. I love those fairies. This collaboration was from an Etsy shop called Ooh Sparkles Dollhouse. Oh Sparkles or Ooh Sparkles Dollhouse. And Monica is the owner of that shop, and these are can-can girls. So look at these cute can-can girls with movable legs, positionable legs, and skirts that flip up. So cute. So I took her, she had a cool background with this stage, and I just copied it in acrylic paint, painted the stage. Don't ever let anybody tell you you can't. You can. That's the page that I did using her paper dolls, and they're so cute. I decorated them and showed a video. So there's a video on that, which is this is silk ribbon embroidery, and then how to make paper lace, paper trim, and that paper trim. So that's kind of a fun video to just learn a few little fun techniques. This one, this is the Jester paper doll that also didn't find a home, so I stuck her in my journal and did a page that says, when it comes to matters of the heart, don't settle. If you haven't found your perfect match, be patient. Put you first. Take time for you. Don't let any old trickster make a smooth play for your hand. Hold on to all your cards until you're ready to play them. And it's got, I put a spinner on this page. Her name was the Trickster. That's why I put Trickster on here. So that's a fun background and cute paper doll in my art journal. This was fun. I got these horses from Etsy. They were a freebie on Etsy. They actually came from the 1950s. They were on cereal boxes. And the legs move on the horses, so you can position the horses on the carousel horses. And then I added some fibers to make hair, a mane and tail. And then made this life goes up and down like a carousel. Tried to just enjoy the ride, so I just drew the background and drew the carousel, and then put the carousel horses on the poles to the carousel. This was collage. The inside the sunglasses, I cut that out, and that was coloring book pages inside the glasses, collaged images. Don't quit your daydream. And the background is squares, and so all these little squares came out of magazines. So in one video I have from quite a while ago, a year or two ago, I show how I disassemble a magazine, and I keep every little piece that has patterns and colors. You know, like they'll show in Better Homes and Gardens, there'll be a sofa and there'll be some really cool pillows on the couch or curtains hanging on the wall, and they've got neat patterns. I save all those pieces so that I can cut out circles or squares, and then I just layered all the squares. And I put a thin coat of gesso over it to take it down a little bit, but you can still see all the patterns and designs, and it just created a really fun art journal page. Don't quit your daydream. Oh gosh. And then when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, and the road you travel seems all uphill, dance on the rooftops day and night, make gardens sing to set the world right. So these little guys, the bodies came from magazine images. And then the faces I just drew on mixed media paper and cut them out and added them. The houses came out of Daphne's diary. And then I just used acrylic paint to create the backgrounds. That's a cute little saying, and I love the girls dancing on the rooftops. This cute one is from an Etsy shop. It was a collaboration for an Etsy shop called Crazy Fox Paper. And the owner of that shop is Linda. And these cute paper dolls, what I did with them was to put them on my art journal page. And I put their little outfits in a little baggie. There is a video on how I did this background page and how I made the dolls. But each little thing, like their little hats, they have the tabs like the old-fashioned paper dolls, but there's space behind. So you can still dress them up like a regular paper doll by putting the tab behind and putting the outfits and clothing and things on them. So it's relatively flat, and then but yet it's got just enough space where you can add an outfit, fold the little tabs over and put the outfits and change them up and change them around on each doll. So it's just cute, fun, interactive page that you can actually play paper dolls on the art journal page. So cute. Life is better with friends. And then I just clip this with a paper clip to keep the little outfits that I can use on the page. This is the last page in the book. This was just kind of a crazy version of maybe a Tisha Moore type style. She influences me a lot. Anything within reach, anything is within reach if you just try. So I just did a lot of collage and a lot of doodling and crazy wild stuff, and added those cute little rhinestone things to that outfit. That outfit came out of a fashion magazine. So that is the last page, and I think there's a video on this one as well. So if you want to see how I did this one, because there's textured pieces and things, maybe to learn some techniques, there's a video, and it's probably in the mixed media playlist, so you could check that out if you're interested. So I hope you enjoyed this flip through. This is a large size Ranger Dylusions Art Journal, and it's chunky, but it's not too terribly bad. I don't mind that it kind of gators a little. It still holds closed well with the elastic. And on the outside, what I like to do is to take pieces of material in little tiny, I love the frayed edges, so I fray edges of material in little strips, and I do like a material collage on the outsides with gesso. So that's what I'm going to do. I mean, not gesso, Mod Podge or matte gel medium. So I'm going to cover the outside of this, and I may just do a real quick video on decorating the outside. But that is my flip through. I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe you found some neat ideas in here that you'd like to try. Maybe put a paper doll in your art journal, or some fun funky backgrounds. Check out some of the other videos. There's lots of fun things to see, and I've got lots of videos on my channel that show techniques, so check it out. I hope you had fun, and I hope you're making art in your art journal. Thanks for stopping by at Twisted Art Designs. Make art. Art soothes the heart.